is what it ain't. It's your girl Umbrella, and I am back with another video. Okay, y'all, in today's video I am going to comment on the rioting that is happening right now in Minneapolis, because of the death of George Floyd, who was killed and executed by a police officer in Minneapolis. If you're ready to get into this video, make sure that you like, you comment below Justice for George Floyd, and you subscribe to my channel for more videos. I do videos like this about black culture, about society issues, so we're gonna just dive right into it. So I woke up this morning, and me, like other black people, I have been thinking about this George Floyd situation, Ahmaud Arbery. I have been thinking about those two situations lately. And today I woke up and saw the footage of the riots, and it just, because I'm from Washington, D.C., it reminded me of what happened when Martin Luther King was killed, and 14th Street was just on fire, literally. And I felt it necessary to make this video. I remember like my parents telling me about what happened around the death of Martin Luther King, and the death of George Floyd has sparked a violent riot that is happening right now in the city. I did see a lot of buildings on fire. I did see people looting a Target and completely destroying a Target. And I just don't think that that's the right solution to this issue. I feel like racism and injustices in such form against black people, it's been a long time coming. And when I say a long time, a very, very long time. On this channel, I have talked about culture appropriation, blackfishing. So I've talked about blackface and Jim Crow. I've talked about all of those issues, and with the riots happening now and the deaths of innocent black people continuing, it's just showing that history is repeating itself. And I just don't think that rioting in such a violent way is the right solution. And sometimes, you know, even peaceful protest isn't the right solution either, or doesn't really change anything. And maybe it's because we all are looking for immediate change, but racism is something that is embedded in the history of America, and it's going to be hard to remove racism. I don't think it's ever going to go anywhere. But what I do believe is that people shouldn't be assassinated and murdered for no reason. And then the people that are doing these things are the police officers, the people that are supposed to be protecting us from, you know, people that are doing bad things, or whatever the case is. It's just showing, you know, and proving that in the police system, in the government, there is some racism still lingering around, and it's a lot of ugliness going on and a lot of evilness going on within the government. And we can stand up, we can do things together as a people. And I mean, when I say as a people, I mean black people, but we do need people of other races to also have our back as well. And I mainly mean white people when I say that, because I have had very bad experiences with white people, but I've also had good experiences with white people. And I feel like that's because they were raised properly. And it's not enough white people that aren't racist that are speaking out on issues like this. It's not enough of white people coming forward and saying and shedding light also on this issue. And that proves to black people that white people in general are racist. And I don't want to believe that, but it's like whenever something like this happens, you know, when white people do say something, they just say white lives matter too, or all lives matter. And it's like stripping the value of the situation that we're talking about, which is Black Lives Matter. We're saying Black Lives Matter because black people are being killed for no reason. Black people are being ripped away from their families and sent to prison for stupid shit. And it's just a lot of injustices going on towards black people. And instead of trying to diminish our movement. You should try to understand where we're coming from, even though you can't because you're not black. But try to have some sort of empathy for what we're going through, and speak up. You know what I'm saying? If you see something that's not right that people are doing towards black people, speak up so that people know that, so that black people know that there isn't just racist white people in the world. You know, speaking specifically on the video that I saw, there was a white man just walking around talking about look, the AutoZone is on fire, and it was almost as if he was a reporter, and that's the way he was walking around the rioting areas. He was commenting on the buildings being on fire, and it's like, we already know that it's things on fire, you know what I'm saying? But you're not saying why this is happening, you know what I'm saying? I don't agree with people rioting and people burning buildings to send a message, but I do understand that, you know, people do things like that because they don't feel like, you know, the government understands, or the government is taking this situation seriously. Unfortunately, sometimes it's like shit has to blow up for people to really, for everyone to pay attention, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's right to riot and to fuck the community up and to, you know, set shit ablaze. I don't think that that's gonna bring George Floyd back or Ahmaud Arbery. I don't think that's gonna bring them back. I don't think that we should do violence with violence, but I do understand why it's being done. And it's because people, you know, people in power and people within the government and the police, they only take things serious when something is seriously happening, something is blowing the fuck up. That's the only time that they pay attention, and that's unfortunate. And I definitely feel like, excuse me, that the officer should be sent to prison for killing that man, and that the people that killed Ahmaud Arbery should be sent to prison immediately. It shouldn't even be any hesitation, because if the roles were reversed, you know, we would have been shot dead right there. You know, there wouldn't have been any pleading, or there wouldn't have been any time, you know. So it's always been hard being black and being in America. It's always been very hard. We've always been resilient in being, you know, uneducated and being starved to death and being lynched and being taken away from our family, and we've always prevailed when all of these things have happened in history. But it's like, why is it continuing? Why, you know, in a lot of manners, it makes me feel like, you know, white people definitely, and people in power definitely just have something against us in general, because I just feel like we just get messed with. Like, we're always the ones that's being attacked, or we're always the ones that's making it seem like we're so angry about something, and I just don't understand that. There's always been this stigma between the citizens and the police because of the way the police treat the citizens, and there needs to be light shed on that. There hasn't been enough light shed on that, period, since the beginning of time. It's hard to be in America, and especially right now we have this quarantine situation, we have this COVID-19 situation, this pandemic. To blow up the goddamn Target, that's not a good idea. Right now, you know, people need that Target, and it's completely destroyed, you know. And I don't think that that's what George Floyd would have wanted. I don't think that, or Ahmaud Arbery, I don't think that they would have wanted people to react to their death in this way. I think that they would understand. I don't know them personally, but I'm just saying that I wouldn't, like, I'm just saying that I don't think that they would want everyone to react in a violent way. I think that they will understand people being upset about it, and they would understand that, people being emotional about it, people being hurt about it. But, you know, blowing up buildings and setting shit ablaze, it's not gonna bring them back, you know. I feel like we have to find better solutions, and we have to create better solutions so that we can legally, change some things. You know what I'm saying? It's really tough right now, and it's been tough. You know, the things that are happening right now, it's nothing new other than the COVID-19. The racism and the hatred I can't even say that it's at an all-time high, because it's always been high. It's always been racism. It's always been hatred towards black people. And I just don't want us to keep, to harbor our anger in such a way that we're not working towards trying to find a healthy solution. Because I don't think it's a good idea for us to show our kids or our nieces and our nephews or our cousins that it's okay to be violent back with people that are violent and that can kill us and that can get away with it. Do I know a solution? Absolutely not. And I think that's the problem too, is that we don't spend enough time like trying to figure out what the solution should be. Instead, we just go off of our emotions and we get angry and we do things without really thinking about it. And it shapes the fabric of the nation, honestly. I just don't want us to react in an angry way towards this situation. And at the same time, I understand, because it's been a lot of black men, young, middle-aged, old. It's been a lot of black men and black women that have been killed by police officers in the past 10 years. And it's been a lot. So I can't tell people not to be angry. I can't tell people not to be upset. But I do want everyone to understand that we are all in this together and that we have to stick together. We can't, pin people against each other. We can't be like, oh, you're a woman, you're a black woman, you don't understand. All of that shit has to stop. We're all black, and we have to stick together. Because if we stay united, if black men and black women stay united, then we don't need anybody else's help. And when I say that, I mean of other races. And I feel like that's the break in the bridge, that's ripping the bridge of us apart, is that all of us, we're not united. We're not even thinking about global things or statewide things. We're thinking about little petty shit, like baby mama drama and all that other shit. That doesn't really matter when it's huge, it's bigger shit going on in the world than just you being mad at your baby daddy or you hating your baby mom or something like that. We need to stick together and just, come up with some better solutions so that our kids don't have to live in fear or in a lot of fear. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to make a video to talk about how I feel looking at the riots. And I never liked the idea of blowing up the community that you live at just to send a message. I don't think that you have to do that to send a message. So make sure you guys comment below and tell me what you think. If you're rocking with me, if you like the things that I'm saying, make sure you leave a comment. Let me know how you feel. Make sure that you like this video. I am having a sale on my natural hair care brand right now, Empress Hair Solution. If you watch my videos, then you know what I'm talking about. I am doing a sale right now where you can buy 2 sample sizes of my detangling cream treatment and you will get 10% off of your order, and you will get a free cleansing pre-poo. So just use the code below. Use the code right here. And yeah. I just want to say thank you for watching this video. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.